My whole life is surrounded about what Kent State gave me. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up. We'd take rides on Sundays and we'd always drive through Kent. And I would say to them, that's where I want to go to school when I get big. And that's exactly what I did. I was the first one to go to college in my family. I was there from fall of 1967 till the fall of 1971. And a lot happened at Kent between 67 and 71. We had a lot of different organizations that were protesting the war. And of course, I was in a fraternity and I was also in ROTC. So that created friction with certain people. And so I had to work twice as hard just to get through it. But I made it. It was $25 to graduate. I didn't have $25, so I had to go to my mother-in-law and took a loan out. And that same day, they had the commissioning ceremony at ROTC, and that was the beginning of my military career. When I finally got done with all my schools on active duty, the military was sending nobody to Vietnam. And they said, if you want to go back to reserves, go ahead. And my wife, Kathy, she didn't want to spend her life in the military, so that's why I didn't stay. I was an accountant. I wanted to come back and be a CPA, so I left active duty, came back to Worcester and joined the local reserve unit, and then stayed in for a total of 23 years after that. When I came off active duty, I went to work for a local CPA firm. And then in 1983, started our accounting firm. And that lasted until September 1st of 2021. That's when I basically retired from being a CPA and started to become a museum curator. My dad died in 2009, and I was the executor of the estate, so I got a lot of military stuff. And by the time I got done unloading all the boxes, I had a museum. The room you see today, that was supposed to be the family stuff. The rest of the building was going to be rented and have renters in it. Well, that didn't happen. And so all the displays you see outside the family room is all stuff people gave me. Our mission is to just educate people on what sacrifices these people have made. That's what I think we do the best. For me, having my father, my grandfather, and my father-in-law displayed there and honored, that was pretty important because they really were heroes. And when you get into this second room, I have a bunch of people that were my heroes that I grew up around. My 42 Willys Jeep made in Toledo in 1942 that I restored is pretty special. And my Vietnam display that honors a couple of Marines that I know. My section of the museum, there's a lot of Kent State stuff because that's 4.5 years of my life that was the whole founding of my military career. If somebody gave you something, you should repay them. And that's the way our family is. It's time and treasure. I've been able to do the time, and Kathy's been able to do the donations, and that's worked pretty well for us. The students have to be supported. So we've endowed an accounting scholarship, and we've endowed a scholarship for an ROTC business student. And then through our family foundation, we have donated to a number of the projects, including the Ambassador Crawford College of Business and Entrepreneurship. Without Kent State, I would not have been the same person afterwards, and I couldn't have done any of the stuff that I ended up doing.